Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I, Sonali Arora, Assistant Professor RDIS, welcome you all to the marketing track of the International Conference on Redefining Business and Managerial Practices for Sustainable Growth, a Global Perspective. The marketing track will focus on marketing innovations for sustainable growth today. In today's day and age, we are diving into innovative marketing strategies that drive sustainable growth. As consumers demand eco-conscious products and responsible brands, organizations' approaches must align with these values. Commitment to sustainability isn't just a trend anymore, it's a core value. By implementing these innovative marketing approaches, the businesses not only grow their brand but also contribute to a better and greener world. To deliberate more on this, we have with us scholars and academicians who have researched the above mentioned theme. We hope this track will help us delve deeper into the innovative marketing strategies that organizations use for sustainable growth. Before proceeding further, allow me to introduce to our session experts for the day. We have with us our respected session chair, Professor Amit Mukherjee. Dr. Amit Mukherjee joined recently as Professor USME. Prior to this, served as professor at IIM Lucknow for over 15 years. Dr. Mukherjee has worked as Dean IIM Lucknow's Noida campus, the BPCL Research Chair Professor from 2009 to 10, served on the board of B Schools, the IIML Enterprise Incubator Limited, and others. He was also Head Analytics and Head Research and later Director CMCR at the National Council for Applied Economic Research. Sir taught for nearly a decade at MDI Gurgaon and delivered courses at other IIMs like Kolkata, Raipur, etc. and in India-specific programs for leading global B schools. Dr. Mukherjee's consulting, research, and training services span organizations across diverse sectors in industry, such as telecom, IT, FMCG, durables, finance and insurance, and banking. He has also worked with PSUs and private organizations in core sectors such as energy, cement, fertilizers, etc., development sectors for NORAD, GTI, Norwegian government, FICCI, cooperative sectors such as NAFID. Sir's interest area is customer experience, CRM metrics and analytics, and building customer profitability. Dr. Mukherjee has contributed papers in respected international journals like MIP, JCM, Media Psychology, a textbook on consumer behavior, and has presented papers in more than 20 international conferences overseas and in India. He completed his BA Economics Psychology, MBA, and a PhD in Management from the ML Sukhadia University, Udaipur. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you, and very long and gracious introduction. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I would request Dr. Amandeep Kaur, the co-session chair of the marketing track, to kindly welcome Professor Amit Mukherjee. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. We are also honored to have the presence of session co-chair, Dr. Amandeep Kaur. Dr. Amandeep Kaur, Associate Professor at RDIS, has over 13 years of experience in teaching and industry. Madam is managing Department of Management Studies as course coordinator for the MBA program. She received her doctorate in the area of marketing. Her research interests include service marketing and brand management. Further, she has quality research publications in her account. We welcome you, ma'am. I would now request Dr. Pooja Behel, Convener, International Conference, to kindly welcome Dr. Amandeep Kaur. We also have with us Convener International Conference, Dr. Pooja Bahl. I would request Dr. Ritika Gupta, Co-Convener International Conference, to kindly welcome Dr. Pooja. Before we begin with the presentations, let me apprise you of the conference's rules and regulations. The presenters are not expected to read their papers in full. Instead, presenters are encouraged to discuss their work and describe it. The presentation by the authors should be of 10 to 12 minutes, followed by discussion and questions and Q&A for 3 to 5 minutes. The decision of the panel shall be final and binding upon all the members. I hope the rules and regulations are clear to everyone. Let us begin with our first presentation. We have with us Ms. Renu. Her paper ID is M303 and paper title is E-Commerce Innovations for Sustainable Marketplaces. She will be presenting in offline mode.
Good morning to everyone. My study title is E-Commerce Innovations for Sustainable Marketplaces. And this is my first research paper as well as my first conference also. So I expect you to please cooperate with me and please motivate me. So I am going to start. E-commerce is aggregation of two words, electronic plus commerce. Commerce is a way of trade and जब इलेक्ट्रॉनिक वर्ड इसके साथ यूज़ हो जाता है तो इसका मतलब होता है कि जहाँ पर हम टेक्नोलॉजी का यूज़ उसमें करते हैं कॉमर्स में, तो जितने भी ऑनलाइन ट्रेडिंग होते हैं, बाइंग एंड सेलिंग होते हैं रेगुलर बेसिस पर, उनको हम बोलते हैं ई कॉमर्स. ये बैंकिंग में और बहुत सारे एरियाज़ में यूज़ होती है. ऑनलाइन शॉपिंग हम करते हैं, वहाँ पर भी ई कॉमर्स का यूज़ होता है. इसमें मैंने पाया कि इसमें मैंने बहुत सारी स्टडीज़ देखी, रिव्यू लिटरेचर्स देखे गूगल स्कॉलर्स पर. उसमें देखा कि जितने भी मैंने स्टडीज़ रीड की, इसमें पॉलिसी मेकर्स का बहुत बड़ा रोल है इसके अंदर. और सस्टेनेबल मार्केट प्लेसेस मतलब जो आने वाली जनरेशन्स के लिए जो मार्केट प्लेसेस होंगे वहाँ पर इसके क्या रोल होंगे, ये इसमें बताया गया है. तो आने वाली जनरेशन के लिए इसके बहुत ज़्यादा रोल्स होंगे, क्योंकि जैसे जैसे हम देख रहे हैं जनरेशन जितनी आगे बढ़ रही है, हम टेक्नोलॉजी का उतना ही ज़्यादा यूज़ भी बढ़ रहा है और उतनी ज़्यादा इनोवेशंस हो रही है टेक्नोलॉजीज़ में. फॉर एग्जांपल फ़ोन में ही देख लो कि कितने सारे ज़्यादा फीचर्स हर साल पर ईयर या पर मंथ आती रहती हैं. उसी तरीके से ऑनलाइन शॉपिंग्स में भी ई कॉमर्स के बेनिफिट्स भी बहुत सारे हैं कि हमारी टाइम सेविंग्स होती है. हम घर बैठे बैठे किसी भी टाइम ऑनलाइन ऑर्डर कर सकते हैं, कुछ भी किसी भी ब्रांड्स का कर सकते हैं. इवन कोई फिक्स टाइम भी नहीं होता, हम रात के 12 बजे भी किसी भी टाइम ऑनलाइन ऑर्डर कर सकते हैं. बट कुछ इसके डिसएडवांटेजेस भी हैं कि भाई हम उसका जो फिजिकल टच उस टाइम पे नहीं पाते. कि भाई कई बार हम देखते हैं, हम मंगवाते हैं कुछ ऑनलाइन शॉपिंग से और उसकी क्वालिटी वो नहीं मिलती जो हम एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं उसके प्राइस के रिगार्डिंग. हम सिर्फ डिस्काउंट देख के या प्राइस देख के, ब्रांड नेम देख के हम ये सोचते हैं कि भाई ऑर्डर कर लो और ये चीज़ अच्छी निकलेगी. बट कई बार हम क्या करती है, ये चीज़ हमें डिस्करेज भी करती है कि भाई वैसा प्रोडक्ट नहीं निकलता जैसा हमने एक्सपेक्ट किया था. तो इसलिए इसके एडवांटेजेस भी और डिसएडवांटेजेस भी है इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉमर्स के. बट अगर दूसरी चीज़ों में देखें, बिजनेस जैसे इसके 3 मॉडल्स हैं, B2B और C2C एंड B2C. B2B में होता है कि बिजनेस टू बिजनेस में जब ई कॉमर्स का यूज़ होता है, जैसे मान लो टाटा है, टाटा में कोई गाड़ी होती है तो ये नहीं है कि उसके अंदर सब कुछ टाटा का ही लगा हुआ है. टाटा उसके अंदर जैसे उषा के इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स भी यूज़ होते हैं बहुत सारे.
Ma'am, can you start with your research? What have you done in this topic?
मैम इसका टारगेट है कि फ्यूचर में इसके क्या यूजेस होंगे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉमर्स के, सस्टेनेबल मार्केट प्लेसेस के, आने वाली जनरेशन्स के लिए इसके क्या क्या मतलब अल्टरनेटिव्स होंगे।
Can you start with your presentation?
यस मैम।
Presentation, your objectives of the study. Can you start?
प्रेजेंटेशन ऑब्जेक्टिव्स है मैम इसके, जैसे इसके 4 ऑब्जेक्टिव्स है मैम। एक तो हम इसमें नॉन रिन्यूएबल रिसोर्सेज को अवॉइड कर रहे हैं स्टडी में। दूसरा रिलेवेंस है इसकी ई कॉमर्स की सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट। सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट में इसके क्या यूज़ हैं, और डिजिटल इकोनॉमी में और सस्टेनेबल मार्केट प्लेसेस में क्या यूज़ है।
तो आप साथ के साथ बताते रहे।
इंट्रोडक्शन में मैंने वही 3 मॉडल्स को इसमें डिफ़ाइन किया है कि इसमें कैसे क्या होता है। बिजनेस टू बिजनेस में जैसे मैंने बताया कि एक कंपनी कई कंपनीज के साथ जब जुड़ी होती है उसको बिजनेस टू बिजनेस मॉडल्स बोलते हैं। फिर बिजनेस टू कस्टमर्स, जैसे हम किसी ब्रांड से कुछ खरीदते हैं तो हम कस्टमर हैं, किसी बिजनेस से वो करें। कस्टमर टू कस्टमर होता है, जैसे OLX में है कि कस्टमर ने कर लिया परचेज और फिर किसी और कस्टमर के लिए वो उस पर डालता है, तो उसमें कस्टमर टू कस्टमर हो गया। सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट में हम आज के रिसोर्सेज का ऑप्टिमम यूटिलाइजेशन कैसे करें कि वो नेक्स्ट अगली जनरेशन के लिए अच्छे से उनको सेव कर सके हम। ई कॉमर्स का जैसे मैंने बताया कि ऑनलाइन जितनी भी ट्रेडिंग होती हैं या जिसमें भी इंटरनेट या नेटवर्क का यूज़ करके जब ट्रेडिंग होती है किसी उसमें, तो उसको ई कॉमर्स बोलते हैं। इनोवेशंस में जब हम उसमें कुछ नई नई टेक्नोलॉजीज़ यूज़ करते हैं। मार्केट प्लेसेस में कोई फिजिकल प्लेस तो ज़रूरी नहीं होता, जहाँ पर भी बायर और सेलर जो है अपनी डेली बेसिस एक्टिविटीज़ करते हैं, वही हमारा मार्केट प्लेसेस हो जाता है। डिजिटल इकोनॉमी में भी इसके 3 कंपोनेंट्स हैं, ई कॉमर्स, बिजनेस एंड बिजनेस इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर जिस तरह का भी है। और रिव्यू लिटरेचर्स में ये मैंने स्टडीज़ की हैं। रिसर्च गैप में मैंने पाया कि 50 कुछ ईयर्स ऐसे हैं अनआंसर्ड क्वेश्चंस होते हैं जहाँ पर कोई रिसर्च उसके बारे में नहीं हुई है, कोई कोई कंट्रीब्यूशन नहीं हुआ है किसी का उसमें। तो यहाँ पर 15, 16, 17 और 18 में मैंने देखा कि उसमें इनके ऊपर कोई रिसर्च नहीं हुई है मेरे टाइटल के रिगार्डिंग। ऑब्जेक्टिव्स में है कि रिलीवेंस ऑफ ई कॉमर्स इन सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट में जब हम आज के रिसोर्सेज का ऑप्टिमम यूटिलाइजेशन करके नेक्स्ट आने वाली जनरेशन के लिए उसको बचा के रखना चाहते हैं, सेव करना चाहते हैं, उसमें कुछ इंप्रूवमेंट करना चाहते हैं, उसमें ई कॉमर्स कैसे रिलीवेंट है ये इसमें बताया है। डिजिटल इकोनॉमी में इसके क्या रोल हैं, और सस्टेनेबल मार्केट प्लेसेस में आने वाली जनरेशन के लिए जो मार्केट प्लेसेस होंगे, ये जितने भी ऑनलाइन मोड हैं, तो उसमें इसकी क्या मतलब इम्पोर्टेंस है। नॉन रिन्यूएबल रिसोर्सेज को इसके अंदर अवॉइड किया है। रिसर्च मेथोडोलॉजी में कि जैसे गूगल स्कॉलर से या कोई एनुअल रिपोर्ट से, इस तरह से स्टडीज़ से मैंने मटेरियल, तो मोस्टली सेकेंडरी डाटा बेस्ड है स्टडी। कंक्लूजन में वही है कि भाई इसमें आने वाली जनरेशन के लिए ज़्यादा इसको मतलब यूज़ है ई कॉमर्स का, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉमर्स का, क्योंकि आज की जनरेशन में ज़्यादातर लोग ये सोचते हैं भाई घर बैठे बैठे ही काम हो जाए। कुछ भी जैसे बैंकिंग है, नेट बैंकिंग है, बहुत सारे एग्जांपल हैं इसके ट्रांजैक्शन के, ऑनलाइन ट्रांजैक्शन टाइम सेविंग होती है इससे हमारी, कि स्पेशल जाके कहीं हमें वो ट्रांजैक्शन नहीं करनी पड़ती थी। पहले टाइम में क्या होता है कि स्पेशल जाके डिपॉजिट करना होता था बैंक। अब बैठे बैठे एक बिजनेसमैन कहीं से भी अपना जो है नेटवर्किंग कर सकता है, ट्रांजैक्शन कर सकता है ऑनलाइन। अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ फ्यूचर्स के लिए हैं, टेक्नोलॉजीज़ का, ई कॉमर्स का सबसे ज़्यादा इसकी अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ है फ्यूचर के लिए, जनरेशन के लिए। हायर एजुकेशन में, प्राइमरी एजुकेशन में भी इसका रोल है, क्योंकि स्मार्ट क्लासेस भी बहुत टाइम से स्टार्ट हो रखे हैं, स्कूल्स में भी, हायर एजुकेशन में भी।
Thank you for the presentation. May we have any questions that the panel wants to ask? Any questions? Okay. Just a comment. I think the relevance is extremely high because there's been a lot of debate in the last 5 years about sustainability and the ESG goals. The environmental and social sustainability goals are now very much a part of the agenda, both for the government and for corporates. And e-commerce seems to be caught in a web of very large-scale logistics, which are, at the last mile. And there's a lot of work. बहुत काम हो रहा है इस चीज़ पे कि non-renewable जो आप energy sources बता रहे हैं, उसको कैसे हम minimize करें, carbon footprint कैसे कम करें. So, very relevant study.
I think Sir has said that this topic is very relevant, and you've done a basic study on this. I have a suggestion that it's a very broad topic,
Yes.
right? So I think you need to narrow down something into it so that relevant implications can be drawn for the right set of people involved in this kind of work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we have the next paper, M302, which will be presented by Dr. Namita Kochar. She has joined us online. Namita, ma'am, are you here?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. Good morning, all of you.
Yeah, please share your screen.
Yes, ma'am.
And ma'am, please switch on your camera as well.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, is the screen visible?
No, ma'am, not yet. Ma'am, please share your entire screen, entire window. She has left. Yeah.
Maybe you can just call her and tell her to come on again.
All right, I'll call the next participant. Mr. Mohit, M306.
Yes, ma'am. Present.
Yes, sir. So please share your screen and you can start with your presentation.
Sure, ma'am.
And please switch on your camera as well.
Sure, ma'am. Is my screen visible, ma'am?
Have
Yes, sir. Dr. Namita, we'll be taking up your presentation after this.
Okay, ma'am. Some technical glitch.
No, no problem, ma'am.
Just give a second, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Sir, please switch on your camera as well.
Sure, ma'am.
So you can go to your PPT now.
Sure, ma'am. Uh, just a minute, ma'am. Is my screen visible, ma'am?
Yes, so your screen is visible. You can start with your PPT.
Sure, ma'am. I'm not able to
Sir,
see my own screen.
sir, please go to your PPT. We are able to see you. Yes, sir,
Sure,
it's
ma'am.
visible. Please, you can start.
Sure, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. My name is Mohit Sharma, and I am a research scholar of Institute of Management Studies and Research, pursuing my PhD. And on the behalf of all authors, I will present my topic: the influence of parent brand image on extended brands, a conceptual framework, which is authored by Mr. Mohit Rishi Chaudhary and Ms. Nitika. As abstract is a face of paper, so I'll start with my abstract. Brand extension is the strategic expansion of any lovable, reputed, as well as any very established brand into new product category. This is a new strategic expansion nowadays. So I choose this topic. Uh, I'll find out the impact of parent brand image on success or failure of brand extension in the study. This study proposes a framework which explains the dynamic effect of parent brand image on brand extensions. The central element of these frameworks are brand strength, brand association, and consistency, which explains the parent brand image. If these variables are present in parent brand, then it is a very good and positive parent brand image, which collectively shape the perception of brand expansion. So this study also highlights the two vital aspects of parent brand image. First one is positive parent brand image, which is consisting reputation, awareness, and perceived quality. And second is consistent brand image. If our brand image is consistent, it means our brand is a very important one. It is very reputable and as well as it is established one. So these all factors will be covered in my this topic, and the practical outcome or practical implication of this study will be for the all brand managers, marketing practitioners, and the all future researchers which who want to research in this domain area. First one, what is brand extension? When there is a established as well lovable brand, so every brand want to leverage it and use it as a strategy to introduce new brands, which get them very much benefited in many aspects, such as if we introduce a entirely new brand, there is a lot of cost, there is a chance of failure, and there is a very much other marketing expenses also. So in brand extension there is a benefit that we can leverage the old reputed established brand which is lovable and reputed in nature, so we can get the leverage and get our less cost and acceptance of that brand extension is very much easy for new brand. If we establish an entirely new brand, then we have to start from scratch. But if we are going for brand extension, then we have already the benefit of positive parent brand image as well the reputation, the quality, the perception of the parent brand image. The literature review. I studied various literature for this study, and In my literature reviews, I found various variables which impacts the brand extension perception or brand extension success or failure. Parent brand image, the impact of parent brand image on brand extension is evaluated in this paper. So this is the literature review. There is materials and techniques. Research methodology which is used in this study is secondary data. Secondary data is analyzed for the purpose of finding the variables, the conceptual framework, and the central elements which are used in this study. There are various central elements like brand awareness, the parent brand image, the brand associations, reputations, and or other one which are identified by this literature. Only the literature relevant to this subject area or this topic is selected for this purpose, and the other one is excluded. So this is my material and techniques or research methodology. This is conceptual framework. This is the central conceptual framework designed by me or find out by me. The first one is parent brand image, the independent variable which has impact on brand extension success. This is the core concept of my study. The parent brand image consisting three main variables. The first one is brand strength, second one is brand associations, and third one is consistency. If there is good brand strength, good brand associations, and good and a consistent parent brand image, then it will be a positive parent brand image, and it will benefit the brand extension success. If this is adverse, then brand extension get failure also. So this is the in my paper I take a positive parent brand image for the brand extension success. The parent brand image impacts the brand extension success with the mediating role of brand trust, emotional bonding, perceived fit, and consumer perception. The parent brand image creates the brand trust for the consumers, and which directly influence the consumer perception and which directly influence the brand extension success. So these are my mediating variables. The emotional bonding is my second intermediating variables which directly influence the consumer perception and which directly lead to the brand extension success or brand extension failure. If there is good and positive consumer perception, then our brand got success. And if our consumer perception is not good in the mind of consumers, then our brand got a failure. So this is the one. Then other intermediating factor is the perceived fit. Perceived fit between the parent brand and the brand extension is very important. If the perceived fit is not there, then our brand got failure. Parent brand strength is also consisting of three variables. First is brand awareness, how people are aware of our brand. Second one is reputation, it is reputed negatively or positively. And third one is the perceived quality of the parent brand. If parent brand is perceived in a very high in quality, then it will benefit our brand extension product. Or if this is was look like a weak perceived quality, then our brand extension got failure. So this is my conceptual framework, which is
Mohit sir, you are requested to please wind up with your presentation within next 2-3 minutes.
sure, ma'am. This is my conceptual framework. These are my central elements, which are explained by me in my this model. And the discussion part. In discussion part, we look out at various variables, various factors which we discussed earlier. So all these factors have direct or indirect impact on success or failure of brand extension. Some has direct impact and some has indirect impact. So in this theoretical or conceptual framework, the parent brand image's impact on brand extension success is evaluated, and the role of various factors like intermediating factors, the moderating factors is considered, and this can be beneficial for various beneficiaries like marketing practitioners, brand managers, and other researchers. Conclusion. This theoretical framework provides a comprehensive structure for investigating the intrinsic dynamics of parent brand image and its influence on brand extensions. It offers insight into the role of consumer trust, emotional bonding, product category, and brand history. The consumer trust and emotional branding, as we show, are the intermediating variables, and product category and the brand history are the moderating variables. So it's their impact is evaluated by us. Understanding the mechanism underlying the relationship between parent brand image and brand extension is instrumental in navigating the complex landscape of modern branding. Then there is practical implications. The implication for this topic or this is subject area is for various beneficiaries like marketing practitioners, brand managers, and the other ones which is interested in future researches in branding area or brand extensions area. This is very dynamic research topic, as almost every brand is going for brand extension. Like Colgate, there is a brand called Colgate. First they were producing only the toothpaste. Now they are producing the mouthwash also, the toothbrush also, and they are getting benefited by the parent brand's positive image. And if this image is not aligned with the product, our extension got failure, such as the kitchen accessories and food item launched by Colgate got failure because of the lack of perceived fit. So this can be, these strategy can be implemented in future for branding purposes, and then they all beneficiary get benefited for that. Limitations. This study is merely a conceptual framework, so this is like tentative one. So we can empirically test it with data collection and data analysis. After the result, we can empirically test it and generalize it for the general acceptance. So in future, if anyone want to do any research in this topic, so he can do with he can go with the empirical data testing. So this is the limitation of my study. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you.
Shall I? Mohit, thank you. That was a very, very extensive model that you have presented. I'm sure there are a lot of questions, if any. We can take questions right now. Any questions? Mohit, I had a couple of questions which perhaps you may consider. The first is about definitions. You've got consumer perception as a construct, and that's really a very broad one, and very specific constructs regarding perceptions of consumers which affect brand choice have been worked out in the literature on brand equity. Right? You must have explored those as well. When you looked at brand fit, you must have come across the brand equity frameworks, especially the CBB, the consumer-based brand equity frameworks which are there. So you could draw upon those to actually refine your definition. There are further definitions of customer value, which are also perceptual, of attitudinal intentions, which is TRA, TPB. Have you come across those in your literature?
Not yet, sir.
Okay, so that's, I think, future work. Very good sort of conceptualization right now, good thinking. Just a couple more points. If you look at the mediating variables, the antecedent and consequent variables are just fine. The mediating variables, you may want to explore, what leads to what. So the trust and emotional part develops after a consumer perception or customer value experience is born, or is it before? Is it part of customer experience? There's a lot of debate that is going on right now in that area. So you may want to explore whether you want to keep the same sequence of intermediating variables or mediating variables, or you want to flip those variables, right? And before you proceed for model testing using quantitative methods, maybe you can, relook your model a little bit based on the discussion here and whatever feedback you can get, and do a qualitative exercise before you engage in a quantitative one.
Sure, sir.
Yeah, and very interesting idea. Long time since somebody worked on brand extensions. So, and that's happening more and more in practice. We need definitely more literature, more knowledge in that area. So great work, Mohit, and all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day, sir.
Thank you. So the next presenter is Dr. Namita with paper ID M302. Mohit sir, you're requested to please stop sharing your screen.
Good morning, ma'am, and good morning, all of you. Thank you for giving me another chance. I have also mailed my PPT. I'm just trying to share if it is. So, entire screen. Ma'am, is the PPT visible now?
Yes, ma'am. Also, for all the participants, just a small announcement. Please adhere to the time limit. You will be given 5 to 7 minutes for presenting your PPT. You will be notified after 4 minutes so that you can wind up your PPT accordingly.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, please share full screen.
Uh,
Just press F5.
yes. Is it visible?
No. Slideshow.
Now? Is it visible?
Yeah, no, ma'am. Ma'am, you are sharing just a window. You have to share your entire screen.
Just a minute. Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am. You can. Yes, ma'am. It's fine.
Okay. So good morning, all of you. And my topic for today presentation is sustainable practices adopted by MNC in India. And basically it is a detailed study about HLL, that is Hindustan Lever Limited. It is a very renowned MNC that has been working in India since very long, and it is into the roots of India now. And the main buzzword is the sustainable development upon which this company has been working upon since long, since ages. Like if we talk about the years, 1930 was the year when the company started with its first entry into the market of India, and it has taken up various issues of concern like environment degradation, sustainable development, and it has been working long for the economic, social, and environment responsibility that the company has been taking up in today's world. And such contribution of Hindustan Liver has added to the ecological systems, natural resources, and as well as the manpower as well. In this paper, I have basically studied the various strategies, various marketing ways by which Hindustan Liver has captured the roots of India, and also it has proved a landmark initiative for the social welfare, healthy life, and environment balance of the people and environment of India, because of which many of us were of the view that HLL is an Indian company, but actually it is not, but it has done a lot for India, for its community development and sustainability. So company has been successful in adopting various strategies. I have mentioned about few like Project Shakti, Sustainable Living Plan, Karma of Happiness. Project Shakti, I have explained in detail in this paper, which is the main strategy of HLL, due to which it has touched million of crores and million people and crores of rupees of earnings from India. So Sustainable Living Plan is another initiative by HLL in which it has covered various issues like health and hygiene, zero waste production, reduced greenhouse gas emissions, high nutrition standards, and equality for women. I would like to add to this that 51% of management roles in HLL in India is being performed by women, and they have been using various strategies for water conservation and energy efficiency as well. And the third main strategy is the karma of happiness, which is also known as Khushiyon Ki Doli. It has been a famous caption and tagline being used by HLL in the rural areas of India. Basically, it has covered the three main big states like Uttar Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, and Maharashtra, where the company has been MNC. This MNC has been working really hard to promote its multi-brand products, and under this strategy, they have taught health and hygiene to the rural women, and they are successful in promoting their brands like Vim, Lifebuoy, Close Up, Sunsilk, etc. They have also used the strategy of introducing sachet because India is basically, though developing country, but lot of population lives below the poverty line, and in order to capture that market, they have introduced their products in small packages. So, talking about the history, I've already mentioned Hindustan Liver Limited entered in 1930, and at that time the market was emerging market, and the company was successful because it was able to capture the main point that people here need to be informed, need to be introduced with various programs and reforms. And basically, this concept was introduced by William Huskard Lever, who was a well known social reformer. And he played a key role in introducing various welfare programs, health benefits, and employee saving plans as well as. So, owing to the long various strategies adopted by HLL, it has entered as an emerged as an Indian company in the minds of the people. These are the basic highlights. HL made a contribution by managing initiatives in the areas of sustainable development, education, health, community welfare, and rural development. By 2010, it emerged as the biggest FMCG company. As you all aware of, FMCG means fast moving consumer goods company, and has introduced more than 35 brands with 20 categories, and has captured more than 90% of the Indian households. Talking about villages, it has reached to 6 lakh villages in India. So basically, it is the base of the pyramid market which has been captured by HLL by adopting various strategies like self-sufficient business plan, products that are essential to the market, and penetration strategies. All these strategies can be a base for further new companies that are still emerging and are still researching how to capture the Indian market. Now, few were the challenges that were faced by HLL, that India is basically an unorganized sector and there is a lot of exploitation by various other business household as well. But to overcome these challenges, and third was sustainability. To overcome these challenges, the company
Namita
has.
ma'am, 4 minutes, 4 minutes are up. You are
Okay,
requested to please wind up within 2-3 minutes.
okay, ma'am. So the company channelized with various opportunities like corporate social responsibility, and for this, the company has been resorting to various core beliefs like brands with purpose grow, and the company has always used the tactic with purpose to thrive among the people, and they have used those products to promote which are useful and beneficial for the common man of India. So they have basically target the poorly servant segment in order to provide them a brand, a product with better quality at reasonable rates. So they have adopted economic inclusion for the low income market. And the main project of HLL, that was the project Shakti, they have collaborated, HLL collaborated with self-help groups, rural women in the small Indian villages in order to provide door-to-door services, and they extensively use the campaign of free trial session demonstration techniques, and these strategies were collaborated with rural women of India who are commonly also known as Shakti Ammas, because the jo rural people they understand better from the rural women or the rural people there, they understand better the people there. So this company made a small groups with these self-help groups, and further they made a group of women who can go door to door and do their campaign. By this they promoted health, hygiene, as well as they promoted their brands also. They provided even local women a means for generating income, and thus these women were able to persuade the banks for microcredit also, so that they can start and initiate their own small business as well. HLL also developed the GPS and density mapping technology, which was the first initiative in the rural area for rural supply chain management. They even started a project named Water for Public Good initiative, and they have been successful in creating water potential of more than 1.3 trillion liters, and it was a very great initiative on the part of HLL. A small case study I've also discussed in the paper of Vijay, a homemaker of Tamil Nadu, who was facing a severe crisis to raise her family, and she got herself enrolled under the project of HLL named as Prabhat Livelihood Center, where she got a training for a small business of parlor, and she was able to get the loan microcredit from the bank, and now she is successfully running her beauty parlor. So my main purpose was to highlight the various sustainable practices adopted, like improving health, plastic 100% plastic neutral, and the company is successful in collecting 23,000 tons of waste. They are working extensively to reduce the water wastage and waste emissions from the factory, and they have reduced their own greenhouse gas reduction of carbon dioxide. They
Ma'am,
have,
you're requested to please conclude now.
yes, ma'am. They have been using various innovative techniques in product and packing as well. Nutritional labeling, Suvidha centers, health well-being, these are the further strategies. So I'm just winding up. Most important, they have been transparent in showcasing all their strategies, all their reporting, as well as financial reporting as well. They have been using various policies of whistleblower, doing business ethically and with integrated. I have also given the synopsis of the strategies, which can be a base for upcoming industries as well as companies. So in last, I would like to just highlight that this MNC has been successful in India due to its careful planning and strategizing with the brand and connecting with the general public and customizing its offerings and marketing strategies. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nanta. Any questions? Anyone? Nothing. Please go ahead.
Hello, ma'am.
Anji ma'am, good morning.
I just want to ask one thing, that you said that Hindustan Lever is providing livelihood to many women, right?
Yes,
They
ma'am.
are they are providing assistance for getting loan. So,
Yes, ma'am.
do they providing any financial literacy also? They are doing any financial literacy program also?
Yes, ma'am, they are into this segment only. They have been providing basic information and financial literacy to the rural women to whom they have been connecting. Just I have said in the paper as well that they have opened various Suvidha centers and they have captured various parts of Maharashtra, the slum areas of Maharashtra where they have opened the Suvidha centers. And through these centers, they have been and they are successful in giving various information to the people, specifically the women who are not aware at all about how to start up with their, they have the talent, they have the skill, but they don't know how to go about it, how to apply for the loan, and how they can actually start with their own small community business.
Okay, this is what I want to know, ma'am. Actually, for a rural woman, it is not easy to get a loan since there are many formalities. So I just
Yes.
wanted to know that what Hindustan Lever is doing in this connection.
Yes, ma'am. It is, as I said, they are promoting this literacy through their Suvidha centers.
And
You can check their websites also. They have their detailed information about the strategies, centers, public health programs on the website also, and which areas have been covered by them for providing such information.
okay, thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you. I think we can move on. Dr. Namita, excellent, collation of all of those, initiatives that HUL has. I think there are Harvard Business cases on their water conservation in South Africa and similar
Yes, sir.
initiative here.
Yes,
The
yes.
Shakti Ammas also. So
Yes,
there are
sir.
some initiatives which have not been recorded. And, an in-depth exploration would be really wonderful to bring it to light.
Okay, thank you. So that will be my next initiative in further in this area. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, we have paper ID M304 presented by Ms. Harshi Garg. Ms. Harshi, are you here?
Yes, ma'am, I am here.
Please present your PPT and switch on your camera as well.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Is it visible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it visible, ma'am, my presentation?
Yes, ma'am. आप slide show कर दीजिए, please.
Is this visible, ma'am?
Yes,
Slide?
yes, ma'am. Please press F5.
Now is this visible, ma'am?
Yes,
whole
ma'am.
screen?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Harshi Garg, and I am a research scholar at IIMT University, Meerut. I am delighted to present my research paper on exploring customer buying perception and in-depth evaluation of online shopping of casual wear in Ghaziabad city. Today, we will delve into the fascinating realm of consumer behavior, especially focusing on how individuals in Ghaziabad perceive and engage in online shopping for casual wear. In the ever-evolving landscape of e-commerce, understanding the nuances of consumer behavior is paramount. Today, we embark on a journey to unreveal the intricacies of how individuals in Ghaziabad perceive and engage in the online shopping experience with a specific focus on casual wear. Relevance of this topic. Why casual wear? You might wonder, well, it is not just about clothes, it's about understanding the pulse of consumer behavior. Casual wear is a part of our daily life, and how we choose, buy, and experience it online reflects broader trends in consumer preferences. Casual wear, a staple in our daily life, has become a focal point of this research due to its universal relevance. As we delve into the dynamic of online shopping in Ghaziabad, we aim to shed light on the factors that shape customer perception, influence their purchasing decision, and contribute to the vibrant tapestry of consumer behavior in this city. And why Ghaziabad? Ghaziabad, with its rich tapestry of culture and commerce, becomes the backdrop of our exploration. Ghaziabad is like a colorful painting that mixes old and new ways of life. In the past few years, things in the city have changed a lot, especially with more people shopping online. We are looking closely at Ghaziabad for our research to understand how people here buy things like clothes online. Our goal is to get a closer view of how people shop in Ghaziabad. This is the research gap. This study is conducted to advance awareness of how shoppers focuses on internet medium for purchasing casual wear. The literature review that has been completed discloses that considerable studies are being done in the scope of cosmetics, accessories, electronic devices, etc. Even if there are various types of studies being carried out regarding the apparel segment, barely any have been annexed with online purchasing for casual wear. Not many studies have been done on casual wear. Therefore, the researchers targeted the casual wear segment and conducted a research on this topic. Several literature reviews have been conducted to meet the objectives of the study. Research methodology. Before we dive into the findings, let me provide a glimpse of our methodology. We employed a mix of surveys and interviews to gather first-hand insights from a diverse
Harshi,
group of
you have
consumers.
3 more minutes.
Yes, sir.
You have 3 more minutes, so maybe we can go to your
Okay, sir.
theoretical
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
framework.
Methodology. This survey had used a descriptive research approach. The researchers applied convenient sampling design for this research to acquire necessary details through a survey form. And I have used descriptive method and chi-square. Objective of my study to analyze the demographic attributes of online shoppers of casual wear, to assess the most preferred casual wear bought online, and to ascertain the change in purchasing intention due to social media. And if I move further, the study revealed that customers prioritize factors such as excellent service, trustworthiness, and easy navigation in online shopping platforms. Additionally, understanding and addressing the diverse needs of customers is crucial for success in this market. One surprising finding was the significant importance customers place on the presentation and decision of online platforms. The aesthetic and user friendliness of the website significantly influence their purchasing decision, which emphasize the need for an appealing online shopping experience. Implication. Theoretical implication. The form of actual results lend assurance to the model of online buying behavior that is elucidated in this research. This study considered a broad online casual wear shopping conviction. Managerial implication. The study's interpretation of internet buyers' perception concerning casual apparel in Ghaziabad is a notable addition. The most notable findings are described via the study's several elements motivating the perception of the buyers towards internet purchasing and is very climatic for targeting online vendees. In conclusion, we have taken a journey into the world of consumer behavior in Ghaziabad online casual wear market. Thank you for joining me on this exploration. I am open to any discussion you may have. Thank you.
Harshi, excellent choice of topic. You're a research scholar, right?
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Just a couple of things. Please check out the OCE model, the online experience model, right?
Okay, sir.
and you'll find that the authors here and a lot of others, Maclan and the others, have measured similar things that you have measured,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
right? Ease of use and so on. And maybe then you can focus on some theoretical contribution through the paper.
Yes, sir.
So if you were to summarize your contribution to theory, what would you say?
I understand, sir.
Okay. Great. And good effort. I think the methodology is at least very clear. Your questionnaire development and other things, perhaps once you look at these models, will become clearer.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you, sir. Next, we have paper ID M307, Ms. Shweta Dabas.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Shweta, and I'm a research scholar at Amity Business School. I'm here to present my research work on the topic influence of social media usage and environmental concern on green product purchase intention. So starting up with the introduction, social media usage. Social media refers to a computer-based technology that facilitates the sharing of ideas, thoughts, and information through virtual network and communities. In 2017, number of social media users worldwide accustomed to 2.73 billion users, while it surged to 4.89 billion users in 2023, and it is expected to further grow up to 5.85 billion users by the year 2027. So social media usage and social...
Go straight to your theoretical contributions so that we can spend more time there.
Okay. Yeah, so I have briefly explained the variable. One of the variable was social media usage. Then I have taken environmental concern. I have used the theory of
How are you defining concern?
So the degree of awareness which people have towards environmental issues and how they are perceiving the environmental concern and their what is their outlook towards the environmental issues that we are facing nowadays. So
you're measuring all three components.
yeah, sir, it was
Awareness, supportive approach, and willingness to contribute.
Yes, sir.
All three are
Yeah. Basically, I have like 5 statements, so 1 or 2 statements for each
taken
construct.
from our study.
Yes, sir. Theory, I've used theory of planned behavior since I'm focusing on measuring the intention of the consumers. This is my dependent variable, green product purchase intention. Again, I've taken it from the past literature. So I'm trying to address these research questions, how social media usage inspire consumer to consume green products. What is the relationship between the proposed variables, which are social media usage and environmental concern, and green product purchase intention in TPB model context? The last question is, how does TPB mediate the environmental concern GPPI and the social media usage GPPI relationship? On the basis of LR, this is the research framework. I have 11 hypotheses in total. This is the research methodology which I have followed. Research design was empirical. Snowball sampling was used. 503 was the total data set that I have used for the study. Questionnaire was used as the data collection tool. And these are the demographics of the respondents. For the measurement model, I've started with assessing the construct reliability, validity, and the VIF values of for my constructs. So the factor loadings are above 0.770, meeting the threshold value. Cronbach alpha, rho A, and composite reliability again meets the threshold value of 0.70. For AVE, the threshold value was 0.5, and all my constructs are exceeding the threshold value again. And for the VIF, threshold value was below 3. Again, it is meeting the criteria. Next, I have checked the discriminant validity via 2 criterion, Fornell-Larker and HTMT. For Fornell-Larker, all the diagonal values are higher than the non-diagonal values. And in HTMT, the threshold value was 0.85, and all the values of my constructs are below 0.85, again fulfilling the criteria for HTMT and Fornell-Archer validity. These are the results for hypothesis testing. Out of 11, only one hypothesis was rejected on the basis of t-value and p-value. Since it was a two-tailed test, so the t-value was, the threshold value for the t-value bootstrapping was 1.96, and all the values above 1.96 t-values, and the p-value was 0.05. So only one hypothesis was not meeting the criteria, that is hypothesis 2. The t-value is below 1.96 and p-value is above 0.05, thus resulting in rejection of my hypothesis. And for the R-square, for my dependent variable, it was 68.3%, depicting that 68% of variation in green product purchase intention is because of the independent variables of my study. Then next is mediation analysis. So this study supports complementary partial mediation. Complementary since all the direction are in the hypotheses are in positive direction, so it was complementary, and partial since I have indirect and direct both effects via mediating and direct effects, so that concludes a partial complementary mediation. So as per the conclusion, out of 3 elements of theory of planned behavior, only subjective norm acts as an insignificant predictor of green product purchase intention. Consumer acknowledge that the opinion of others does not influence their purchase intention. Only when they have a positive attitude towards green product, they will be more inclined to consume green product, irrespective of the social pressure that they experience. Second finding was that people perceive behavioral control depicts the dominant impact on GPPI, as consumers believe that they have a greater access to resources and they have better control on their consuming decisions and on their green products over conventional product consumption process. Environmental concern exhibits the strongest direct impact on PBC, followed by attitude and subjective norm. The environmental concern of consumer has a greater total effect on GPPI via TPB variable more than SMU. The study further reveals that perceived behavioral control and attitude play a significant mediating role in EC and GPPI relationship, whereas SN acts as an insignificant mediator in the relationship. Kim and Chung also found the environmental consciousness act as a strong predictor for consumer green product purchase intention towards organic products. As per the social media usage, it was found that social media usage have a strong and favorable association with PBC, SN, attitude, and GPPI directly and also via a TPB variable, except for SN. So SN failed to exert any kind of influence directly as well as indirectly via TPB variable. The finding demonstrate a robust and favorable relationship between social media usage and GPPI level. SMU also strongly influenced the PBC and SN of consumer. It is persistent with Pop et al. Earlier study, which analyzed the organic product purchase intention about cosmetic products. Lastly, social media participation can significantly impact the purchase decision of consumers because consumers regard the information available as authentic, trustworthy, and credible on social media. So thus the research suggests SMU and EC can significantly influence GPPI of consumer, which might enhance sustainable consumption behavior in future. These are the managerial implication. Marketers can work more on increasing or enhancing the positive attitude of consumers towards their green product to encourage them to consume more and more green products. Producer and supplier needs to provide complete, accurate, and easy to understand information about a lifelong environment. Eco-labels are also an essential marketing promotion tool that can improve the sales and brand quality of a product, encourage manufacturers to comprise the environmental impact of their product, and create consumers who are more aware of environmental issues. Lastly, for the future scope, firstly, the data collection of the research was only grossed in developing countries, so the result might vary from developing to developed countries. And further, this research did not have any specific product category. It was in general green products, so future researchers can pick a particular category and work on that. And These are the references. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank
Any questions? I did have several, so with the permission of the chair. Shweta, really excellent work and choice of topics as well. If you can go back to your model, there are just a couple of quick questions that you may address. Right?
Yes,
Now, subjective norms on GPPI
Yes, sir.
do not seem to work,
No, sir.
but social media usage does seem to work on SN.
Yes, sir.
So, what's the age of your sample?
503. Oh, age?
Age.
It was above 18.
And
Above 18 up to 50.
up to 50.
Yes, sir.
So you'd likely have a mix of millennials
And
and
Gen Z.
right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Do you expect any differences in the social media usage, SN and GPPI linkage?
So, like when it comes to millennials, they are very prone to the social pressure. They do not do things or purchase products just because of the social pressure. But when it comes to Gen Z, they are more influenced. They can be easily influenced by the social media. So I didn't do any comparative study, but I expected it. Like for the Gen Z, social media usage can have an impact on SN because they are.
So if you do expect, I think the next step, once you're through with this, I assume this is your thesis,
No.
not your thesis.
No, sir.
Okay, is to take it apart and say with the 500 sample,
Mhm.
do
Yeah, I can do the comparative one. Yes, sir.
Right.
In future.
and you would expect that there are differences.
Yes, sir.
Which brings me to my second question. Why do you think
So
there
because
would be differences?
because Gen Z, or as we can point it out, the younger generation is very involved in social media. So they are even earning from it. Like millennials and the older generation, we are not so much involved in the social media culture. They are even earning from it. So like, for example, let's say, okay,
But the
if a Gen
effect of SN on GP is low,
effect of
It's
SN
not
on
significant.
GPPI was not there.
right?
Yeah. It's not there in the
And
like
for
mixed
millennials,
sample.
the SN is important, but for Z, it is not. That's what you're saying.
Yes. Yeah.
Correct? On the other hand, you're saying that SN is affected more by social media in the Gen Z.
It could be the case, sir, if I do the comparative
Have you
one.
got the logic?
Yes, sir.
So if Gen Z is more affected by social media and millennials are less so,
Mm-hmm.
there's some evidence that there is social pressure.
Yeah.
However, you're now hypothesizing
Mm-hmm.
that Gen Z is less affected in its GBPI by SN
Mm-hmm.
than millennials.
Yes. Oh, I got confused. No. So, yeah, I'll do the
Actually, note it
comparative
down.
one and I'll
Actually,
do
note
the
it down.
LRs.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can note it down, look at the data.
Okay, so SM, if you look at it,
Uh-huh.
has a greater influence on SN
Mm-hmm.
for Gen Z
Okay.
and less on millennials. Am I correct? That's what
yes,
you're saying?
yes.
That's what
Yeah.
you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now take the next step.
SN on
SN
GPPI.
on GP,
Mhm.
you're saying is the reverse. That millennials are more affected by SN
Mm-hmm.
than Gen Z.
Yeah, it is
Correct.
contradicting.
So when you do partial,
Mm-hmm.
mediating effects, study it, and compare the two models.
Yes, sir. Surely I'll
Start
do.
with the GLM,
Mm-hmm.
got it?
Yeah.
And you may be onto something which is very, very big. Study the causation, the millennial norms and values and the Gen Z norms and values
Mm-hmm.
around social
Social.
environment. You study that. I think
Yes, sir.
that sums up my comments on this.
That's it. Thank you, sir.
Wonderful.
Thank you, sir.
Wonderful work.
So we are left with 4 papers. We are still not sure about one, so I'm not including that. tea break? This is to inform you that we'll be having a short break for tea. We will be starting with the session again at 12:30 p.m. I welcome you all back. So let's resume with the next presentation.
Please do, and my apologies. I was engaged in an academic discussion on fuzziness. I think this is one of the examples. Let's carry on.
Yes, sir. So the next participant is paper ID M305, Mr. Mudang.
Thank you, ma'am.
And just a reminder to all the participants, please wind up your presentations within 5 to 7 minutes.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible and your presentation is also visible.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Respected chairperson and co-chairperson and other presenter. I'm a research scholar. My name is Mudang Tagya. I'm from Department of Management, Rajiv Gandhi University, Arunachal Pradesh. So the title of my paper is Sustainability in Hospitality, the Influence of Hotel Green Attribute on Guest Pro-Environment Behavior. So introduction of this paper. So this paper is an empirical paper which was conducted in Itanagar Smart City with 276 sample to understand the impact of hotel's green attribute on guest pro-environment behavior. So operational definition, hotel green attribute. Hotel green attribute refers to the environment-friendly features, practices, and initiative implemented by hotel to minimize the ecological impact and promote sustainability. Pro-environment behavior, it refers to the action, attitude, and choice that contribute positively to the protection and preservation of environment. So the variables and the sub-variables that measuring the pro-environmental behavior and green attributes. So green attributes refers to the using of following practices like recycling bins, energy-saving lights, soap detergent, soap dispensing machines, which refill option, organic grocery, all this. Yes, sir.
So please continue.
Okay. So pro-environment behavior, it's measured by the following constructs like green purchase, public transport, tree plantation, and so on. So in my study, the variable that I have used, independent variable, that is hotel green attributes, and dependent variable to measure proactive behavior, I have taken recycling, energy saving, and water saving. So the literature review. These are the literature review, which supports that hotel green attribute has a impact on recycling, energy saving, as well as water saving. So these are the hypotheses. So hotel green attribute have a significant impact on guest actualization of pro-environment behavior. Now this is further divided into sub-hypotheses. That is, hotel green attribute significantly influence recycle behavior among guests. Hotel green attributes significantly impact energy saving practices among guests. Hotel green attributes significantly affect water saving practices among guests. So this is my conceptual model. Hotel green attributes influence recycling, energy saving, and water saving. So this is a research methodology. Study area, Itanagar Smart City. Type of study, descriptive study with the empirical approach. Study period was July 2023 to October 2023. Sample unit was guests staying in a hotel in a study area. Sampling method, I have taken convenient sampling because at that time the population size was not available. Hence, I go with convenient sampling. Sample size 276. I tried to get 300 sample, but out of the 300 questionnaire that I have distributed, I got 276. Instrument for data collection, structure questionnaire, analysis tool, SPSS version 21, and MOS version 21. So adapted scale for hotel green attribute, number of item index, sources, Mana Kotla and Juhari 2007. The Cronberg alpha was 8.53, which is more than 0.7. Sorry, it should be 0.853. It was typo mistake. And for recycling, number of item to measure recycling was 3, and energy saving also 3, and water saving also 3, which I have adopted from Miller et al. 2015. The reliability is 0.802. Because of typing mistake, the decimal has come just after one digit. Okay, the multi-collineations,
Sir,
many constructs
kindly
are there in my
conclude within 3 minutes.
sure, ma'am. Many constructs are there, so I have tested the multicollinearity. So all the construct, the VIF is below 5. So this is, I have taken the reference from James et al. 2013. So this is the demographic profile of the respondent. Male is highest, age between 20 to 30 is highest, and education, graduation. Most of them were graduate, and most of them they came to Itanagar for business purpose. So this is measurement model. I have run the CFA. So all the items, the factor loading was above 0.6. AV is also more than 0.5, and CR, composite reliability, was more than 0.7. So resultant finding. So green attribute and recycling, beta coefficient was 0.29, T value 4.01, which was more than 1.96, and the hypothesis was supported. For hotel green attribute and energy conservation, beta value was 0.31 and T value was 5.27. It is also supported. And last but not the least, hotel green attribute and water conservation. Beta coefficient was 0.27 and T value was 3.26. And this hypothesis was also supported. So this is the structure model, the path model. Implication. The hotel manager can tailor and emphasize sustainable initiative, particularly those related to recycle, energy conservation, and water conservation, as these have been shown to a significant impact on guest behavior. And the management, hotel managers, they can communicate of a green initiative to the guest becoming crucial, and hotels should highlight their sustainability effort in a way that resonate with guests and positively influence their perception. Hotel could implement educational programs or material which within the premises to inform guests about the positive environmental impact of their behavior. This could further enhance guest understanding and motivation to participate in eco-conscious practices. So this is a conclusion. So the study was conducted in Smart City Itanagar. It reveals that the profound impact of hotel green attributes on guest pro-environment behavior. Hotel have the potential to drive environmental responsibility and economic benefit by prioritizing sustainability. Positive perception of sustainable effort enhance market positioning, attracting eco-conscious guests. This study calls for the revelation of hotel policies with an emphasis on recycling, energy conservation, and water saving practices. Collaboration between hotel management and guests foster shared responsibility for environment conservation. In Smart City Itanagar, this finding provides a strategic path for promoting sustainability and align with the city's smart and sustainable goals. Thank you.
Excellent presentation, Madang, and great work. Any questions? Well, I noted something interesting, Madang. If you go back, all three initiatives that you chose seem to be, similarly supported. If you go back to your path coefficients, they seem to be in the same range. Do you think all initiatives will be equally supported by consumers? If you were to, if you can just go to your path model. Yeah. All the coefficients are in the same range. And it seems that the hotel's initiatives have equally supported consumer efforts in all three areas. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you think that the same would be true if you were to add some more initiatives other than recycling, energy saving, or water saving? such as social initiatives?
Sir, in that case, according to me, the coefficient may change because this recycling, energy saving, and water saving, these are very much similar terms. While I was taking the interview, I tried to highlight other construct also, but these three were most of them were aware.
So, in terms of future work, you could look at why these are more acceptable by consumers than others, even if the hotel's green attributes are, available in other, let's say, sustainability areas.
Yes, sir.
So there could be a cause, there could be a moderating effect of something or a mediating effect of something which is there in consumers' minds, which may help explain this phenomena a bit more.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
I think adding green trust or green washing, that's something into mediation or moderation would be better to see the results actually.
Okay, ma'am.
Or the impact of green initiatives, how visible it is.
All right.
So, great. Thank you. Great
Thank you,
work,
sir.
Madan.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, the next presentation is paper ID M308, Ms. Nahid Ansari.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nahid Ansari. I am a research scholar of School of Allied Health Sciences and Management of Delhi Pharmaceutical Sciences and Research University. And the topic for my presentation is consumer attitude and purchase intention toward pharmaceutical product, a cross-sectional study for questionnaire development and validation. So first I'll start the presentation with a brief introduction of my topic. Self-medication basically refers to the taking of medicine by individual on their own without consulting a doctor or without having a medical prescription from a registered medical practitioner. It is an important form of self-care also. The prevalence of self-medication practices varies across different states of India, and its mean prevalence is 53.57%. It is basically the first choice of treatment by most of the consumers for minor ailments and is prevalent with both. It is a research study, systematic literature review or meta-analysis study performed by Rashid et al. In 2019. Yes. So as per the study, the rate of self-medication practices varies across different states from 50% to 92%, and the mean prevalence is like 53% all across the states of India. And it is also a two-way process between the pharmacist and the patient. So understanding consumer pharmaceutical buying behavior is essential, and in current study we are going to implement the theoretical framework provided by the Angel, Blackwell and Minyard model of consumer decision making, which basically represent the consumer buying behavior through 6 stages of decision making process through which a consumer goes before purchasing any product. So we are going to implement this theoretical framework in assessing the consumer pharmaceutical buying behavior. And for that, the pharmaceutical product definition we took from Drugs and Cosmetic Act 1940 and Drug and Cosmetic Rule 1945. Then this is the objective of my study: to develop and validate a questionnaire to study the pharmaceutical buying behavior of consumers for self-medication through the application of Angel, Blackwell and Minyard's model of consumer decision making. Then the methodology include, I have divided into 4 sections. First is development of questionnaire and adaptation of items. These 4 sections we will discuss later in the upcoming slides. Assessment of reliability and validity, determination of sample size, sampling procedure and sampling frame, and questionnaire administration and data collection. Then these are the variables we have identified from the literature. My dependent variables include pharmaceutical buying behavior of consumer, and the independent variable include first is demographic factors and the pharmaceutical buying behavior mainly, which we are going to assess through on the basis of motivation, perception, learning, past experience, knowledge, product specific characters, family, reference groups, etc. These variables are explained in details also. So this is the model model framework we are going to implement. Based on that, we have make a model for my research also. First stage is recognition of need for self-medication. What basically happen in this stage is ailment encountered by the patient, or if he has seen any advertisement or he get influenced after seeing that advertisement, and positive attitude towards self-care and healthy lifestyle, which motivates, basically these are the factors which motivate the consumer to try a medicine or influence him to purchase any medicine. Okay. After that, the consumer goes through information search about medicine stage, and he collect information about the medicine from various sources like advertisements, promotional tools available on the TV and media also, and pamphlet at pharmacies, etc. Pharmacist recommendation and advice, family peers advices, previous prescription available, doctor, internet packaging, etc. Then after that, he goes to pre-purchase alternative evaluation like brand image, familiarity, effectiveness of medicine, quality, value factor like price and quality, authenticity and availability of medicine, aesthetics, etc. Then medicine purchase behavior, location of pharmacy, availability of pharmacist suggestion, offers and discount provided by the pharmacy. Then post purchase alternative evaluation, these are the alternatives which consumer goes after the purchase of medicine. And then finally the divestment stage. This stage basically represent that at final the consumer stop using a particular medicine and switch to some other alternative medicine due to different reason, like dissatisfaction with with the medicine he is currently using, or better alternative available, good experience after trying some other medicine. So basically these are the variables corresponding to each decision making stage of the EBM model framework, which I have identified so far from the available literature only. Then this is basically the flow chart which represent the development and validation of questionnaire for consumer process. We have conducted advanced literature search for research tool preparation, and for that conceptual basis designing and adaptation of items. Articles were searched from different databases like PubMed, Scopus, Web of Science using different keywords. And then questionnaire for consumer to assess their attitude and pharmaceutical buying behavior has been developed, and it has been divided into two parts, part 1 and 2. Part 1 contains socio-demographic detail of the respondent, and part 2 contains question to assess the pharmaceutical buying behavior of consumer for self-medication purposes. Then initial draft of the questionnaire is reviewed by the subject experts, and modification in the questionnaire based on subject expert has been conducted. This stage basically has been conducted to assess the question for its face and content validity based on relevancy, conciseness, clarity, language, and grammar. And after that, the final version of the questionnaire has been formulated after the modifications. Then the questionnaire is subjected for the assessment of reliability. For that, we have conducted a pilot study on the sample size of 100 respondents, and the reproducibility, that is test retest reliability of the questionnaire, has been assessed by collecting and for that data were collected by administering the same questionnaire to a group of 10 respondents over a period of 2 weeks, and the score from both the administration has been correlated by using Karl Pearson correlation coefficient. And internal consistency of the questionnaire has been assessed by using Cronbach alpha method. This is the result for reliability analysis. Reproducibility, that is test retest reliability, the Karl Pearson correlation coefficient value for that is obtained as 0.826 for 40 items. The model we have used, on the basis of that, we have formulated 40 items to assess the pharmaceutical buying behavior of consumer, and uski हमने Karl Pearson correlation से reproducibility we have identified, and internal consistency, that is assessed on the basis of Cronbach alpha value, which is obtained as 0.928, which demonstrates suitable reliability as well as reproducibility of the questionnaire. Then this is a conclusion. The findings demonstrate good validity and reliability of the instrument in assessing the pharmaceutical buying behavior. The instrument is valuable research tool for measuring factors associated with self-medication related buying. Then it can also aid government agencies and healthcare professionals in developing effective educational intervention to enhance public health and well-being. Furthermore, the questionnaires' comprehensive nature ensures its suitability for use among rural and urban population as well as different educational background के लोगों के लिए for medical and non-medical, it is suitable to use. And these are the references from where I have obtained all the data. Thank you. Sorry.
Any questions? Nahid, this is fairly extensive work.
Thank you, sir.
Any question? Just a couple of queries that I had.
Yes.
If you look at the entire process, what will the questionnaire ultimately tell you?
The questionnaire represents 40 items to assess the pharmaceutical buying behavior of consumer. So consumer, how the consumer goes to the decision-making process stages before purchasing any pharmaceutical
So
product.
it shall inform the user of the data about all stages of buying.
Yes.
Okay. Then your objective should be stated in those terms. Because ultimately the development of a questionnaire is an objective only because it supports some kind of understanding, insight, information which is provided or theory building.
Okay. In objective, I can do these modifications.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for your
The second thing is, if you look at it, there may be therefore a certain change. If you look at need recognition, is the need recognized because of a recommendation? Or is recommendation and testimonial a matter of information
Sir,
search?
the consumer can recognize his need on the basis of various factors. Like for say कि किसी friend या family ने उसको suggest कर दिया कि you should try that medicine, it is good. तो उसके basis पर या lifestyle modification के basis पर for say my sleeping schedule is very
So
bad.
why is the person actually discussing about some medical situation? What is the need? So you'll have to figure out whether recommendations are causing the need or they are informing a person how to satisfy a need.
Okay.
So just a little bit of internal consistency across those different parameters, and you must work on your theoretical contribution.
Okay.
Thank you. Otherwise, excellent work and very rigorous work. Just keep in mind that when you do the test retest,
Yes.
the sample size may be affected if you use some other parameters of testing than the Carl-Pearson method, with the degrees of freedom that are there.
Okay. Sir,
Right? Because variance.
I am also planning to perform exploratory and confirmatory factor analysis on that, but I thought कि the 100 sample size is less for performing EFA and CFA. So after that, this is basically my PhD topic related work only.
You do a test retest.
Yes.
Carl-Pearson is one way. Other ways could be using a DLM model or a before after comparison of variance.
Okay, GLM model.
You'll find that in SPS. That's why I'm stating that way. Otherwise, it's actually a test of differences before and after in measures using either the mean or the distribution of the mean.
Okay.
The paired T, very simple. Or an analysis of variance across the two.
Okay.
So in both cases, it will be nearly as conclusive as the Carl-Pearson model.
Okay, sir. I will definitely
Essentially, end of the
consider.
day, you are only looking at the treatment of variance across the two groups and
Two groups.
using some method to compare those variances.
Yes.
Carl-Pearson is doing that, the ANOVA does that even better.
Okay. Sir, I will definitely.
But for that, you'll need a larger sample size.
Sir,
So
after
test,
that, yes.
retest, repeat it.
After that, I am going to take sample size of 400 respondent. On that, I will perform EFA and CFA also.
That will be pretty conclusive, but I still figure that some of the earlier methods, like the test-retest method with simple ANOVA,
Yes.
may be more robust
Yes, sir.
than model testing, which has a lot of assumptions and less robustness. So if you increase the sample from 10 to maybe 30.
Okay. And then I will apply the ANOVA. To, okay, sir.
Or the GLM, which is the chi-square.
Yes. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Just take it to some contribution.
Yes. Thank you for your
Yeah, I have two questions.
Yes.
These are theoretical questions, rather. So you're talking about a Mignard model.
Yes.
So earlier to this, it was Collat. So why was Collat removed? This was Angel Blackwell and Collat model.
Yes, in 1960s में Angel Blackwell and Collat model was of consumer decision making was given by the scientist. The model in that model जो consumer decision making process था, that is basically 5-stage decision making process. Divestment stage was not there in the previous model. This is the updated version of the Angel, Collat and Blackwell model only. And इसमें क्या है, divestment stage is also there, and it explores the consumer pharmaceutical buying behavior more comprehensively than the
Very nice, very nice. I just wanted to clarify that.
Yes.
And why only Angel Blackwell model? Why not any other model of consumer behavior? Because this could be tested by any other model too. Because very few people work upon Angel Blackwell model. It's very confusing model rather.
अभी तक का जो लेटेस्ट मॉडल है वो यही आया है, इन द 2000s ओनली इट केम, तो दैट इज़ वाई आई कंसिडर यूजिंग दिस, और कॉम्प्रिहेंसिवली एक्सप्लोर कर रहा है ये कंज्यूमर फार्मास्यूटिकल बाइंग बिहेवियर को, तो दैट इज़ वाई इसके अलावा अदर मॉडल्स आर ऑल्सो देयर, लाइक निकोशिया मॉडल है एंड होवार्ड चेत मॉडल इज़ ऑल्सो देयर, बट जो हेल्थ केयर फार्मास्यूटिकल मार्केटिंग के लिए विच इज़ ट्रेंडिंग इज़ दिस मॉडल. पहले भी इस पे क्वालिटेटिव स्टडीज़ हैज़ बीन परफॉर्म्ड बाय सम ऑफ द रिसर्चर. उसमें क्या हुआ है कि क्वालिटेटिव इंटरव्यू के बेसिस पर स्टेटमेंट्स हैज़ बीन कलेक्टेड. उनकी भी कुछ स्टेटमेंट्स आई हैव इंक्लूडेड इन माई स्टडी, एंड मैं क्या कर रही हूँ, आई एम गोइंग टू परफॉर्म अ क्वान्टिटेटिव स्टडी, बिकॉज विदाउट क्वान्टिटेटिव वी कैन नॉट जनरलाइज द रिजल्ट्स ऑन द बेसिस ओनली ऑफ क्वालिटेटिव स्टडी.
And this model has the third stage also. So you have not continued the model further.
No, actually, in some literature, it has been represented as a 7-stage decision, and in some it is represented as 6-stage decision. One stage is basically merged. Pre-purchase alternative, medicine purchase, post-purchase के बाद satisfaction and then divestment kind of thing. So divestment and satisfaction, for that variables are almost same, which we have identified. So that is why I took it like this only. And that also I have taken from the references of previous studies.
I think it will get more complicated once you move further. So all the best.
For PhD, you probably have to narrow down significantly and focus on the specific contribution to theory.
Okay.
See, for this model itself, are you suggesting some changes to the model? That could be a contribution.
Theoretical contribution of my study. Yes.
So at the PhD level, that is what is
Yes.
often required.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Next, we have paper ID M311 presented by Ms. Sakshi. Keypad is here.
Good afternoon to one and all. I am Sakshi, Research Scholar, School of Management Studies, IGNOU. And I am here to present my paper titled Consumer Preferences for Foreign and Domestic Brands, a Literature Review. So this is the sequence, how I will proceed further. So I'll start with the introduction. Since ages, a debate has been going on about what brand to prefer. Like previous researchers have shown that have mostly developed countries go for their own brands, while in developing countries consumers go for foreign brands instead of their own domestic brands. But a change has been seen, especially after COVID-19, that developing nations like India, consumers are preferring their own brands. Now, a shift has been seen from foreign to domestic. Then, according to a report published by Economic Times, a majority of Indian consumers are inclined towards foreign brands. That is the report which is published in 2015 before COVID. Then in 2020, a survey has been conducted by Ketchum, which finds that there is a ratio of 45% and 55% that consumers' preference have changed during the pandemic. 45% consumers now focusing on domestic brands. Then again, a report came on 2021 where 60% of Indians want to replace foreign brands with domestic brands. This study, now come to the rationale of the study. This study is important from geopolitical perspective, as many leaders from various countries are now discussing about this topic on various global platforms. For example, Malaysian's government buy Malaysian product campaign, India's Make in India, and China Made in India China campaign. So that is why an extensive literature is crucial to know and extract the major factors that are playing the deciding role in the choice. And it is important for the marketers as well, who wants to keep their foot in the marketing, in Indian emerging marketing, in emerging economics. So these are my objectives: to identify the major theories used in existing literature on consumer buying preference. Next, to examine the factors that influence consumer behavior towards both foreign and domestic brands and studies related to it. Last one is to identify the gaps in the existing literature. So these are the terms and concepts used in the study: domestic brand, foreign brand, purchase intention. So domestic brands are those available in a narrow geographical region that is owned by local owners. Foreign brand are the ones that are available to customers in other countries on a global perspective or with a common name. Purchase intention, it is the likelihood of a consumer to buy a particular product. Then this is my literature review, where I have bifurcated my literature review in 3 sections: studies related to foreign brand and domestic brand, and the studies related to variables. So these are the studies, these are some of the recent studies which are related to foreign and domestic brand. And so these are the theories identified in the existing literature, that is theory of reasoned action, theory of planned behavior, social identity theory, and signaling theory. So theory of reasoned action says there are 2 factors that influence consumer purchase intention towards purchasing, which are attitude and subjective norm. Theory of planned behavior is an extension of theory of reasoned action. One more variable is added to the previous 2 existing variables, which is perceived behavior control. Then next is social identity theory, which is developed by Tafel 1982, and it talks about favoritism towards same social group. Next is signaling theory. It says that signals can be used to identify or define brands about their performance or quality. These are the variables I have identified in the existing literature. First is ethnocentrism, next cosmopolitanism, then availability, advertisement, perceived brand globalness and perceived brand localness, price, need for uniqueness, and perceived quality. So ethnocentrism, it is a tendency of consumers to choose or to show a favorable inclination towards their own brands. And Then these are the studies related to price. Price is what consumers give up or sacrifice to obtain a product or service. Next is availability. It is the level of ease or difficulty to obtain a particular product or particular brand. Then advertisement. Many companies as well, local companies now use both global and local advertising. So advertising is a paid message basically from an identified sponsor to generate awareness in the mass media. Then perceived brand globalness is an extent to which consumer believe that.
We can move on to your model.
Sir, this is a literature review paper. So.
Okay. So you have concluded with some hypothesis or some gap, right?
Yes, I have. So these are the recent studies related to these identified variables. Then these are the research gaps which I have identified. So first one is population gap, which says that there have been several studies conducted in developed nation, but there are still very few studies in emerging nations, and it is supported by the authors also. And some studies have taken small sample sizes where samples were taken only from one university, for example. Then next one is knowledge gap, which says prior researchers have taken electronics and automobiles basically as its product category, while other categories like cosmetics were still unexplored. So, and other one is some studies have shown limited factors like ethnocentrism, cosmopolitanism for comparing foreign and domestic brand. And other factors also, which I have mentioned in the previous slide, they are not being considered or they are not being explored to its full potential.
So your proposition is to study all of these together.
Yes, sir.
And there could be many overlapping concepts.
So that I will decide once I gather the data.
Okay. But conceptually, what do you feel?
So these are the factors that are.
To go back to the list of variables. The next slide, yeah. Ethnocentrism versus cosmopolitanism. Will there be any overlap in the dimensions of both? A very simple way to look at it is, if the attributes or items refer to the same thing, then in consumers' minds, what you're testing.
So basically, ethnocentric consumers mostly they are inclined towards their own brands. They think.
And
Cosmopolitanism, they do not prefer foreign or domestic. They goes for materiality.
Right?
Yes.
So ethnocentrism would be low in that case.
Yes. There are 3 stages of ethnocentrism.
Cosmopolitanism would be low in the other case.
Cosmopolitanism, sir, it can be, it can go for foreign or it can go for domestic, right, both.
So it is agnostic to ethnicity.
Yes.
Therefore, in ethnicity, the score would be low. If in cosmopolitanism the score is high.
Yes.
For any single individual, right?
Yes.
And you would find similar kind of overlaps which exist in perceived brand globalness as well. So, which is causing which is running parallel, right? These are set of hypotheses that you now have to develop.
Okay, sir.
So when you say knowledge gap, the actual knowledge gap is about what do we not know about them.
Okay, sir.
So the relationships between each of them could be something that is still not figured out in literature. So the relationships are what perhaps you can test for in a thematic study using bibliometric analysis or
yes.
NSLR or
yes, sir.
A
yes, sir. I will do it.
Analysis which is underemployed. Bibliometrics is supposed to do that, but I have not seen what in vivo, for instance, software
yes,
could
sir.
do using themes across texts,
Yes.
right? That bibliometric can do.
Okay, sir.
The techniques are somehow not able to identify and focus on themes in an equal manner. So this is the right stage. Have you looked at the country of origin effects? There's a huge amount of literature on
Country of origin, yes, sir.
and country of origin effects on brands.
Okay.
And there's a related bunch of variables about how people react to it.
Yes, sir.
Right? Ethnocentrism was part of it.
Yes, sir.
So you could add that literature onto this.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, very good work. I mean, it's a great beginning
Thank you, sir.
in your research journey.
Yes, sir. This is my first presentation.
Wonderful and very well presented, if I may say so.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon.
Hello, ma'am.
I agree with sir. Like there would be an overlapping on many variables together, right? I don't know. Further, you will be selecting few product categories here, because Cosmopolitan is restricted to 7 to 8 product categories only,
Okay.
and ethnocentric is not considered with product categories. So if you look over to the model of Cosmopolitan, you will find only, I think, 7 categories. Like they are very specific. Even statements are very specific.
Yes, sir.
Similarly with ethnocentric too. So I believe that when you go further, either select any one of them.
Ma'am.
It would be tough for you further.
Okay. I am planning to do a pilot study first. So after doing that, I will be able to identify which are the factors are influencing, which are still influencing.
I believe you have not studied over the details of these two, ethnocentric and cosmopolitan, as of now.
Ma'am, ethnocentrism is a major
No,
variable.
I'm talking about the statements which would be laid down there,
Okay.
and with cosmopolitan, because they are already designed.
Yes,
You
sir.
don't have to cultivate more. So doing together this study would be tougher.
Ma'am, maybe I will not consider ethnocentrism. I will consider Cosmo here in my
But then
study
why to do
because,
pilot study then?
ma'am, I will do.
That's where I think, if you deep dive into the literature to find specific knowledge gaps, right?
Yes, sir.
Focus on exactly what you want to explore among the gap areas. Gaps could be very large.
Yes, sir.
If that is where it's coming from, you need to narrow down to very specific problem. And after that, if you do a exploratory study, it may actually detail out the problem a bit more.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have paper ID M310, Ms. Diksha Goyal.
Yes, ma'am, I'm here. I'm just sharing my screen.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, your screen is visible. Can you please go to your PPT now?
Yes, ma'am, is it okay? Is it visible? PPT.
No.
1 second, ma'am.
You have shared the entire screen, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you go to your presentation?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, I've just opened it.
No, ma'am, we can't see it.
Just a minute, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I think now it will be visible. Ma'am, is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Good afternoon, one and all present here. Myself, Diksha Goyal. I am research scholar at Maharaja Agrasen University, Baddi. Today, I am presenting my paper on enhanced consumer consciousness and empirical study of consumer awareness level. So I'm starting with the introduction part. In this era of digitalization, where with the increasing expectation of consumer for and their preference for online shopping, simpler payment methods, and better services, this has actually posed a challenge on the issues in the era of on the issues related to consumer protection. So these issue is addressed by government by introducing Consumer Protection Act 2019 and replacing the old Consumer Protection Act, that is 1986. So obviously, the new act is covering wider range and is definitely somehow better as compared to CPA 1986 in taking up consumer difficulties in disseminating
Ma'am,
information related. Yes, ma'am.
ma'am, are you moving your slides?
Yes, I have just moved it right now.
No, ma'am. We are only seeing the title slide.
Oh, okay. Let me check.
Now it's fine. Now it's fine.
Now, actually, I put it on that slideshow, so maybe because of that. Now I've just escaped and the small more. Now it is visible?
Yes, ma'am. You're on slide number 3, right?
Yes, I'm on slide number 3.
Okay.
So this is about the new Consumer Protection Act, CPA 2019. This act allows online submission of complaints by the consumer, and there is provision of arbitrary proceedings. Apart from that, Central Consumer Protection Council has been created at district, state, and central level. That was actually present in the earlier act also. But the new thing about the act is that earlier there was no regulator of CPA 1986, but now the act has been regulated by CCPA, that is Central Consumer Protection Authority. So the CCPA takes the work to approve decree, prohibit unfair trade practices, and imposes fine on even product endorser. Now I'm coming on to the next slide, that is related to research methodology. First of all, I want to tell my objectives. The objectives of my study is to measure the consumer awareness level about consumer rights and responsibility under new Consumer Protection Act. And then I have studied the difference between CPA 1986 and CPA 2019. This has been done by objective one has been done by preparing a structured questionnaire, and my population area is the consumer of Delhi. Then I have used convenience sampling. Okay. Then yes, I have checked the consumer awareness level by asking consumer a set of 25 questions which is related to their day-to-day purchase. Like the question includes whether while purchasing they are looking at, they ask, they request for bill, do they go through the bill, then they ask for demonstration, whether they check MRP. So likewise, there are a set of 25 questions which were given to the respondent in the questionnaire, and based on that their level of awareness, their consciousness has been measured. So they have been asked about these questions, like, and they have to answer in whether they always going through with me. They were always asking for bill of exchange, or they never do it, or it depends on the situation. So they were asked these 25 questions in the form in this way: always, never, and depend on the situation, which help in measuring the consumer consciousness level. Then these are the marks I have allotted to always for one, then never, and three for depend on the situation. Now, then I have segregated the marks based on the responses. and I have like segregated the marks in the category 25 to 40, 41 to 60, and 61 to 75. And after going through, after analyzing the responses of consumer, I arrived at these results. Between 25 to 40, there are out of the 500 consumer respondents, there are 117 consumer who are saying that they always follow the norms, like they always request for bill, they always go through bill, they always check MRP, they always ask for demonstration. So I
Miss
have got
Diksha, you have 3 minutes to go.
okay, so these are the results I got after analyzing my questionnaire. Then I have checked the relevance of demographic factors on consumer awareness level. In demographic factors, I have taken age, gender, place of residence, family income. Uh, and the hypothesis I have set is that there's no association between consumer demographic level and their significance level. And after analyzing, I've used chi-square test to check my result, to test my hypothesis. Only for And I found out that with age, gender, and place of residence, no association was found. But for education and family income, I find my hypothesis got rejected, and it suggests that there is association between the education level and consumer awareness level. Similarly, with the family income, there is association with family income and consumer awareness level. And for rest of the other variables, my hypothesis got accepted that there is no association. Yes, then for all the 25 set of statements question, I have found out the average. And for the out of 25 statement, 20 statement have got mean value more than 1.5. That clearly indicates that for those statement, for those concerns, consumer, they are never referred to or sometimes referred to. So there are only five statements, five questions where the mean score is less than 1.5. Consumer are always referring to, and among those five statements, confirming MRP was the most referred factor by consumer while purchasing the good. And among the least referred factor was the demonstration. Most of the people, they never asked for demonstration by the vendor. Then this is the major differences between CPA 2019 and 19 and CPA 1986. The major
So, ma'am, please conclude within 2 minutes.
Okay, yes, sure, ma'am. So major differences here is one I told earlier also, that the new act has been regulated by CCPA. Then in the earlier act, there was endorser was never held any responsibility, but now even the endorser of the product has come into the picture, and he is even responsible for the product he or she is endorsing. Then there is a provision of mediation cell, which was not there earlier. And the major thing is now all the rules of CPA are extended to online shopping also, which was not there earlier. And now I'm coming on to the conclusion. According to the results, still the level of consumer consciousness is low, and a lot of things need to be done by government to enhance uh, consumer consciousness in this era of online purchasing. Thank you so much. That's it, ma'am.
Thank you, Diksha. Any questions? Please.
Good afternoon, Diksha.
Yes, good afternoon.
I just wanted to correct you on something, right?
Yes.
Endorsers are not responsible for the product they are endorsing, right? There is a condition here. If endorser is playing a role of mother, father, son, then they aren't responsible for this. But if an endorser is publishing that particular product under his name, then he is responsible. So for example, if Madhuri Dixit is popularizing Maggie, and acting like a mother, then she is not responsible for this.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Uh, just one single aspect that I'd like you to focus on, as
Yes.
you go forward on this. There needs to be a contribution to theory at a certain level of examination or research. In your case, the contribution could be essentially in terms of how demographics affect the consciousness towards laws, right? But
Yes.
doesn't build into a theory. And there are a lot of theories which actually talk about consciousness, such as environmental consciousness or social consciousness, right?
Okay, sir.
There is a little bit of literature on consciousness of laws also,
Okay, sir.
right? And about norms in society.
Okay, sir.
So you could actually read a little bit of that and look at how you could strengthen your research by focusing on some additional variables which may predict why consumers become conscious of laws,
Okay, sir.
right? And the second body of literature is around risk perceptions.
Okay, sir.
Okay, the higher the risk, the more the involvement, the more the consciousness of laws and other aspects of a purchase.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so just look at those, and maybe this will grow as a paper.
Okay, sir.
Otherwise, well done. It's a good work and well presented. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Just to confirm, do we have Miss Ananya? Okay, so we are done with the paper presentations. Just give us 2-3 minutes till the time the result is being compiled. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me immense pleasure to announce that RDICE has completed yet another edition of the international conference under the guidance of our respected director, Sir and Dean Madam. And I would like to thank the convener, International Conference, Dr. Pooja Bahl, conference co-conveners, Dr. Ritika Gupta and Ms. Jatinder Kaur for their efforts towards this conference. I would also like to thank all the faculty coordinators for this track. Now I would request Professor Mukherjee to kindly share with us his words of wisdom. He wants to speak on the theme of the conference track.
Thank you, and thanks for the privilege of inviting me here and being here. Innovation is something which keeps the world going and has been the basis for civilization itself. And I think that's not a journey we can underemphasize. I mean, that's about human progress, and innovation is now clearly defined as not just technological innovation or product innovation or process innovation, but also social innovation. These are perhaps new words for something which has been happening for centuries and millennia. I think the evolution of society itself has been a major innovation, if you can use that word, if not evolution. I'd only say that the focus is actually about the pace of change and the consciousness with which you make that change. Evolution has led us to a very, very different kind of world. But when you consciously embrace it, what we are trying to do is innovation. And the most critical area I feel has been captured by the theme of the conference, which is around sustainability. And I've long been a convert to the movement of sustainability. I also feel that unless society at large takes the matter in its own hands, the governments of the world will perhaps take steps as it has been for the last 30 years without much consensus and without much action on the ground. In 30 years, in a generation, in a human generation, the internet has completely changed the people's lives. That has been supported by industry, society, and corporates. All have worked together on this, and our lives are different. And we talk about some of the changes through inclusiveness or financial inclusion, because there is digital environment which enables it. But if you look at other sustainability initiatives, neither the government nor corporates, and indeed society itself, have embraced it. And I think that is something that we need to research. Why is there lower consciousness and acceptance of the need to survive as a planet, as a society, as the human race? So I believe this conference is a step in the right direction, and I would wish to see more and more work in this area, more and more research, more and more dissemination, and maybe if you could also have an ongoing series or forum around innovation and sustainability, maybe at your institution itself, it could become a major platform for collecting, collating, research and dissemination itself. And this international conference is a very good way forward. So wish you all the best. Thank you for a patient listening.
Thank you, sir. We shall now proceed towards the prize distribution for the competition. The best paper will be awarded with a certificate of appreciation and a cash prize of rupees 5,100. And for this, I request our session experts, Professor Amit Mukherjee and Dr. Amandeep Kaur, to kindly announce the best paper award and give away the prizes. And I would also like Pooja ma'am to please join them on stage.
That will be a pleasure. And I must say at the outset, a lot of the papers were really very good. But I think among all of the presentations, the greatest amount of contribution to theory and contribution to the area of the theme of the conference, which is sustainability. This is Shweta Tavas.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Shweta.
There you are, Shweta. And congratulations. All the best.
I would now request all the participants to come near the dais for their participation certificate. First, we have Miss Renu. Ma'am, please. Ms. Naheed Ansari. Ms. Sakshi. And Ms. Shweta again for her participation certificate. Can we have a group photograph with all the participants on stage? Please, all the participants. Nobody's online. Please join us on stage. Thank you, everyone. I once again thank all the participants who have participated in this conference and shared their knowledge with us. We would also like to express our heartfelt gratitude to our session experts, Professor Amit Mukherjee and Dr. Amandeep Kaur, for sparing their valuable time for us. I would request Dr. Amandeep Kaur to kindly present a token of remembrance and appreciation to Professor Amit Mukherjee. Thank you, ma'am. And we would also like to present a token of appreciation to Madam Amandeep Kaur. For that, I would request Convener International Conference, Dr. Pooja Bell, to kindly do the honors. Last but not the least, this conference wouldn't have been possible without Pooja ma'am's effort. And for that, I would request Aarti ma'am to kindly present a token of appreciation to Dr. Pooja Bell for organizing this conference. Thank you, everyone. For more details and updates about this conference, you can follow us on Instagram and our Facebook page. All the details will be uploaded there. Thank you so much again for your time. Thank you. Thank you, sir.